We're here at the birthplace of Robert the Bruce, King of Scotland, champion of Loudon Hill, and at one point the friend of William Wallace. William Wallace killed 50 men with his bare hands. Had to happen. Quick highlight. Whoever you are, wherever you are, pray to God that you are building fortresses, you're building castles, you are building a life that's worth living, a life that protects, that defends, that sees the long game, and you desire legacy, and you desire to leave an imprint and a mark for heavenly gain, not your own. Maybe God's cool enough to know that just like giving us the Old Testament, He needed to give us testimony of people operating in great faith. He's also given us media, stories of old, to stir us into a place of action, to give us a perspective that we might need in a time such as this. Saturday, May 4th, 2024, 3:15 p.m. Welcome to the Fourth Watch, Turnberry, Scotland. Birthplace of Robert the Bruce, made most famous by Braveheart, the story of William Wallace. As you can see from the rocks and the ruins around me, you can see 700-year-old stone. And this is the passageway that leads to the ocean as the tide pulls the rocks down below. Pretty amazing where we are. Bruce family, the Scottish royalty wasn't loyal. Politics aren't loyal. These aren't loyal. God is. And so amidst political uncertainty, God raises people. He raises figures all throughout history like William Wallace to come in and step in and to actually do the work and to galvanize people and raise up a people that are able and willing and desiring to step forward, just champion our story, rebuke all the crows, and help people champion theirs. Why? Our potential. The potential that God wired into us before we were even born. We are still called on to operate in the Spirit, but also to desire a life that is dead to self and full of potential and significance to God. It's not about us being worthy. We're never worthy, but He, our King, is worthy. And our King is calling us forward. Our King is telling us it's time. No matter what the political uncertainty is, it's time. We have to step forward. We have to do the work, but to realize these places are here as a reminder. The Old Testament is there as a reminder on purpose. And testimony of people operating in great faith, doing great things for God, not for themselves, for the commission and the work at hand. But what it also is an opportunity to see things for what they are. You see the Bruce family, the whole clan, politicians, they are men's best attempt at creating options for themselves. And what does Wallace represent? Disruption. He enters him seeing a maturity when the Scots are not free. He's this image of freedom and what it could be, what it stands for. And the Bruces, of course, represent the current establishment. It's funny how we have these figures all throughout history where someone has to rise and do something, do the work, the gritty work, the dirty work. But even William Wallace, in the movie, he was still looking to Robert the Bruce to try and galvanize him, stir him into a place of action, of understanding, a belief, of potential. In this place, we build fortresses, castles by the sea that allow life to continue, that speak to our ability, God willing, hopefully, preserve life long enough that someone in the future can take action. And then of all things, it's a place of refuge, sanctuary, physical refuge and sanctuary. We're not going to draw any conclusions as to their faith, as to who they were, as to the salvific figure or nature of Wallace himself, but we know these men existed. We know that after Wallace was killed, Robert the Bruce galvanized all of Scotland on Loudon Hill and became a king of Scotland that gained their independence, their freedom. Our king has already come. He set the captives free. We're the ones that keep looking to other people. We're the ones that keep looking to someone else to do the work, the heavy lifting. And what's God saying? What about you? What have you built? It's keeping you secure, snug in place. What's the potential? Are you secure in order to build off your potential and take action, take course in your potential? Or did you build things, castles, strongholds? Did you build comfort, security, portfolios? Did you build things for you to physically endure and you forgot what the fight is really for? It's for people. It's for others. You might be saying, why does this matter? Why does any of this matter? Maybe God's cool enough to know that just like giving us the Old Testament, He needed to give us testimony of people operating in great faith. He's also given us media, stories of old to stir us into a place of action, to give us a perspective that we might need in a time such as this. But it's up to you. If you have built up a thing just to remain comfortable, if you have built a life just to remain comfortable and don't realize that God's given you the time and potential for you to take action, to shore yourself up in order for you to shore others up, it's time to change your footing. Not all of us are called to be William Wallace. Not all of us are called to be Robert the Bruce. Not all of us are called to be a heroic figure in the grand scheme of things, but at the very least you need to be the heroic figure in yours. You need to be the person in your life based off the man and the mission of Christ. Set yourself free, get shored up, go in the offensive, and set others free too, or not. Choice is yours. As for me and my house, will serve the Lord. As for you and yours, this place is awesome. Go out, see the world, travel, get married, have kids, build a legacy, shore yourself up, be secure in your faith, be secure in your understanding of the Bible, know your history, know where you come from, in order for us to not repeat the same mistakes of the past, but to build something that lasts and to build something that carries things forward. The mission and the work of our King will not be finished until He returns. So until then, I pray this message will encourage you and equip you. I pray it find you in a place where you're able to receive it, and I pray you are about to work daily. And I pray you sneak into places and don't get caught. God's not done. If you've stalled out and you've arrived at a place where you are not striving and pushing forward and contending in your faith, I pray you're able to withstand and endure what God has in store for us. Pray. It's up to you. This isn't to chastise you or cut you down. This isn't to say that I've got all my things figured out. But I do have a few things figured out, and the work at hand is one of them. I hope that you're praying, pressing in, you're reading the word, you're processing your faith, you are engaged in equipping others, you are standing on solid ground, that you're eating meat and not just drinking milk of the word. You desire to grow in faith and maturity in all aspects and all ways. That you're rising to acknowledge Christ as the hero of everyone's story, and you're rising to become the champion of yours, based off the work of the cross, based off the man of Christ. We are emissaries. We are heavenly commissioned agents, saboteurs. We are kings and priests to God. We are sons and daughters of the Most High. Or we're not. Choice is yours. Choose this day the master you'll serve. Choose this day the story you will and won't accept, and rise to the occasion of the story that God's called you to. Or not. Choice is yours. Praying for more time to travel, more resources as the world starts to get shut down. As you watch these videos long after we're gone, join us in these places in prayer. Stir up the spirit of freedom, courage is based off the spirit of Christ, the man himself. Pray for wisdom, understanding. Pray for longevity. Pray for health. Pray for mercy, keeping, and pray that God bless his people as faith still shine upon us. Thank him for history. Thank him for the road that we've traveled so far, but also thank him for the road to come and the work ahead of us, because there's a lot of work to do. Scotland. Remember history, and remember that most likely, probably going to repeat it until we don't. Musical chairs is definitely ending soon. Cycles are going to end. Our king is returning because we are becoming a people worthy of a king's return. Robert the Bruce stepped on the scene because the timing, condition, everything was right, and we're also realizing that the time, condition for us to rise as God's people, everything's right. This is the old country. You got to find out where you come from. Go to all the places, do all the things, drink all the drink, eat all the food, thank and bless the people, and then move on to the next, because the adventure's not over, it's just beginning. It's time. You've got to rise, and not just to eat your haggis, not for a dram, not for a pint, but for our king, our families, and our country. Aye. It's time. That's it. That's all I got. Appreciate you. God bless, Godspeed. Get in the word. Go watch Braveheart. Get in the fight. See ya.